cheer and boo and raise a hullabaloo. That's the ball game today. Batter off, strike one. The game has just begun, and the home team's out to win.
Minnesota, northernmost sector of Major League Baseball, with its twin cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul. It's the land of 10,000 lakes, from one of which rises the mighty Mississippi that flows on through the twin cities. But neither the Mississippi nor longtime rivalry could keep the twin cities apart once a baseball franchise became a possibility. A new stadium was built by joint effort. And then in 1961, baseball was welcomed by Minnesota with such boundless enthusiasm that in the first 5 years, the Twins have drawn nearly 7 million fans. Here's one of their slugging heroes, Harmon Killebrew. Followed by Zoilo Versailles, the Twins' brilliant shortstop. Their World Series foes, the Dodgers, warm up leisurely. The Dodgers present the first switch-hitting infield ever seen in a World Series. Wes Parker, Maury Will, Jim Lefevre, and Jim Gilliam. Commissioner Ford Frick, who has led baseball through 14 successful years, is presiding at his last World Series before retiring from the game. Walter Alston is a familiar World Series figure after piloting the Dodgers to 5 pennants. But for manager Sam Mealy of Minnesota, it's the first World Series appearance of any sort. Don Drysdale, Dodgers starting pitcher, never misses a turn at bat. Jim Mudcat Grant, who will start for the Twins, is completely relaxed as he talks with reporters. The Twins whirl through infield practice in their final loosening up exercises. Manager Mealy and Dodger captain Maury Wills join the umpire huddle. Vice President Hubert Humphrey throws out the first ball. He'll be cheering for the Twins. And the color guard comes to attention for the flag-raising ceremonies. And there go the Twins onto the field. Mudcat Grant takes his final warm-up pitches, and the stage is set for the opening of the 1965 World Series. There is Don Drysdale, loosening up for the Dodgers. Drysdale, a 23-game winner last year, has worked in 3 World Series games, and he has a victory mark of 2-0. Drysdale beat the Chicago White Sox 3-1 in 1959, and he beat the New York Yankees 1-0 last October 5th, 1963. Alongside the visiting bullpen is where the Minnesota Twins pitcher, Jim Grant, will be loosening up. Jimmy, a 21-game winner, making his first World Series appearance. He's the biggest winner in the American League this year, the first Negro pitcher ever to win 20 in a season in the American League. He equaled the Minnesota Club victory record this year, a mark originally set by Camilo Pascual in 1963. Better known as Mudcat, his best previous year, 1961, when he won 15 games for Cleveland. He also led the American League in shutouts with 6. So Jim Grant and Don Drysdale in the first game of the series. Tomorrow will be a battle of left-handers, Jim Cott for the Twins, Sandy Koufax for the Dodgers. Talking about the Dodgers, let's go to their lineup right now. Leading off at shortstop, perhaps the most offensive-minded ball player in the ballpark today, the captain, shortstop Maury Wills. The veteran of the Dodgers, a reactivated coach, Jim Gilliam, at third base. In center field, fleet-footed Willie Davis. In the cleanup spot, Ron Fairley in right field. Out of the minor leagues because of the broken leg suffered by Tommy Davis comes Lou Johnson to be in left field. The rookie in his first year, 22 years old, Jim Lefevre, a strong candidate for Rookie of the Year. In his second year in the big show, Wes Parker at first base, hitting 7. Johnny Roseborough will be behind the plate, and the pitcher, Don Drysdale. They are calling the 1965 World Series the first transplant World Series, in the sense that 2 franchises formerly of other cities
finally get together in the World Series. Oh, certainly the Dodgers have been in them before, along with the Milwaukee Braves and the San Francisco Giants. But the Minnesota Twins are the first transplanted American League club ever to climb the pinnacle, thus setting the stage for this first transplant World Series. And the Minnesota Twins have been a tremendous story, not only leading the American League. And to tell us about that story and the Minnesota Twins, here's the voice of the Minnesota Twins, Ray Scott.
Thank you, Vin Scully, and good afternoon, everybody. Let us look at the starting lineup for the Twins. At shortstop, and a leading candidate for most valuable player honors in the American League, Zoilo Versalles. Playing in left field, and probably playing in left field when the Dodgers use a right-handed starting pitcher, is Sandy Valdespino. The right fielder, and for the second year in a row leading the American League in batting, Tony Oliva. Batting cleanup, and very close to 100% form in his physical condition, is third baseman Harmon Killebrew. Jimmie Hall will be in center field. The first baseman will be Don Mincher. Behind the plate, one of baseball's finest catchers, Earl Batty. At second base, a rookie, Frank Quillisi. And on the mound, Jim Mudcat Grant, with a season's record of 21 wins and 7 losses. Now, the umpires for today's game. At home plate, from the American League, Ed Hurley. At first base, from the National League, Tony Benson. At second base, the American League's John Flaherty. At third base, Ed Sudol of the National League. And as just about every baseball fan knows, in the World Series, 2 additional umpires are used. Working the right field line will be the National League's Ed Bargo, and the left field line from the American League, Bob Stewart. So we're just a moment away as we look at the Twins defensively. At first base is Don Mincher. At second base, Frank Quillisi, and alongside him the shortstop, Zoilo Versalles. Harmon Killebrew is at third base. In left field, Sandy Valdespino. Fleet Jimmie Hall in center. Tony Oliva is the right fielder. Earl Batty is the Twins catcher. And on the mound, Jim Mudcat Grant, the Twins pitcher, in his greatest season in the big leagues, a 21-game winner. He worked 270 1/3 innings. His earned run average was 3.30. And to use an oft-used baseball phrase, he won the big games for the Twins. The Twins defensively against Wills have Hall shallow in center. Killebrew in on the grass at third. The shortstop, Versalles, however, 3/4 of the way back. And here is the first pitch of the 65 series, and it's a called strike one. I asked Jim Grant just what it's like in facing this fellow Wills just before the game.
My thought on Maury Wills is that I know that he's the best base stealer in baseball, but I can't let his running affect my thinking on the hitter. So I'll just forget him, keep him close, and I know if I keep him close, Earl Batty can throw him out.
The wind blowing strong, right to left. Strike 3. Although Jim Grant is basically a fastball pitcher, he added to his pitching repertoire this year what has come to be known not so much as a hard curve, but the Johnny Sane curve, because the Twins pitching coach, Sane, was mainly responsible in teaching the pitch to Grant. It has helped him a lot. Here is Junior Gilliam. Right fielder, Tony Oliva. 2 away. As Willie Davis comes to the plate, I'm wondering if there has ever been a Major League infield where every man was a switch hitter. Vin Scully shakes his head no. Certainly I know of no other Major League infield as the Dodgers have now, and certainly this means an awful lot to the success of the team because you can stabilize that infield. Willie Davis, the center fielder. Regular season batting average, .238. Ball 1. The Twins shade the outfield a bit to right for Davis. Tony Oliva. Dodgers nothing, and the Twins coming to bat. The Dodgers defensively, at first base, Wes Parker. At second base, Jim Lefevre. Maury Wills is the shortstop, and Junior Gilliam is at third. In the outfield and left, Lou Johnson. The center fielder is Willie Davis. The right fielder is Ron Fairley. The catcher is John Roseborough, and on the mound, 23-game winner Don Drysdale. The Twin coaches, at first Jim Lemon, and at third Billy Martin. Leading off for the Twins, the shortstop Zoilo Versailles. .273 regular season batting average, led the American League in total bases. Versailles didn't get the big breaking ball. Fastball outside, 1-1. Curve low, ball 2, strike 1. Outside fastball, 2-2. Foul back out of play. Strikeout. So 1 away in the Twins' first inning. And here is the left fielder, Sandy Valdespino. Big hop for the second baseman Lefevre, and 2 down.
We heard from Don Drysdale about his philosophy of pitching before the game today, and here's his idea.
My best pitches are fastball, curveball, and change, and sometimes I'll change off of my curveball. Primarily in this series, where I'm going to try and keep the ball down, I am a low ball pitcher, and from what we've heard, most of the Minnesota players are high ball hitters, so I've got to go just the opposite way and go to my strength.
Tony Oliva is the Twins' batter. He's the American League batting champion for the second year in a row. Last year won it as a rookie, and that's the first time a rookie ever won it. Foul back. Oliva has been playing for quite a while with a bone chip in the middle finger of the right hand, and for a time it caused him to throw a bat many, many times, more than would usually be the case. Wills. 1-2-3 inning for Drysdale. And so at the end of the first inning, the score is the Dodgers nothing and the Twins nothing. This 1965 World Series game is being brought to you live and in color, exclusively on NBC. Well, the pitcher certainly dominated the first inning. We haven't had a base runner yet as the Dodgers come up in the second. It will be the right fielder, Ron Fairley, the left fielder, Lou Johnson, and the second baseman, Jim Lefevre. Fairley led the Dodgers in runs batted in with 70 while compiling a .274 batting average. Grant coming in high. Ball 2. Foul back. Ball 2 and strike 1. 3-1. This one will be out of play along the left field line and a full count. Harmon Killebrew near the stands, but it's out of play. I checked with some of the men who did the searching, and they said that as far as they knew, no culprits were found in the stands. I understand at the All-Star game, which was played here in this same ballpark in Metropolitan Stadium, one man tried to get in wearing an expensive suit but carrying 100 pounds of ice and said he was the Iceman. Full count to Ron Fairley. Deep. A home run, and the Dodgers take the lead by 1-0 as Ron Fairley lines the 3-2 fastball over the right field fence. So the Dodgers break through by using the long ball. Fairley homered 9 times in the regular season.
In the Dodgers' second, Ron Fairley rips into a 3-2 fit. Tony Oliva races back to the fence. But it's in there for a home run. The first Ron has ever hit in 3 World Series. Harmon Killebrew talks with Grant, while Alston and the Dodgers congratulate Fairley.
Here now is the left fielder, Lou Johnson. .259 regular season batting average. Foul back on the bunt attempt for strike 1. 1-1, rather strike 2. Strikeout for Grant, his second.
Batting first, number 5, second baseman, Jeff McKeever.
I guess, Vin, if you could point your finger at any one Dodger who was really outstanding in the stretch run, it would be this young man right here. Sandy Valdespino in left, waiting the fly ball. 2 down. The Dodgers with a 1-0 lead on Ron Fairley's line drive homer over the fence and right. Here's the right. Here is the first baseman, Wes Parker. Strikeout for Grant. The Dodgers are retired. And so at the end of an inning and a half, the score is the Dodgers 1 and the Twins 0. I asked Harmon Killebrew a short while ago his thoughts concerning Dodger pitcher Don Drysdale.
Well, we know Don's got a real good fastball that moves in on you and also moves away at times, and also has a fine slider. I think his motion makes him most deceptive, and he's a real tough pitcher to face.
Killebrew wound up the season with 25 home runs and 75 runs batted in at a batting average of .269. Harmon missed almost 7 weeks because of an elbow dislocation. Breaking ball a bit high, ball 1. Breaking ball low, ball 2. Killebrew will be followed by Jimmie Hall and Don Mincher. Strike. Foul back, ball 2, strike 2. Strikeout, number 2 for Drysdale. With 1 away in the Twins' second inning, center fielder Jimmie Hall. It is manager Sam Mealy's intention to platoon in center field with Hall and the right-handed batting Joe Nossick. In left field with Sandy Valdespino starting today against Drysdale, and when the Dodgers use a left-hander, he will go to Bob Allison. Barring a change in the manager's thinking, or something that would happen in the course of World Series play, those will be the only 2 spots where they'll platoon. Curve over to Hall. Strike 1. Hall knocked in 86 runs, homered 20 times, and had a .285 batting average. He is very fast. Strike 2. The Dodgers had their head of scouting, Al Campanis, following the Twins for quite a while, and it was his book that is guiding the Dodgers. Another strikeout for Drysdale. So 3 strikeouts now for the big right-hander, and with 2 out and none on in the second, and the Dodgers leading 1-0. Here is Don Mincher. The Twins' first baseman hit .252 in the regular season. He is always a threat to hit the long ball. 22 homers, 65 runs batted in. Strike. Drysdale not giving him very much speed. Hit high, 1-1. While taking batting practice today, Don came out of the cage and he said, well, just another game. And then he started shaking his hands and dropped his bat. He said, Scotty, this has just got to be the biggest day in a ball player's life. Deep to right. High ball game.
Don Mincher steps up in the Minnesota second, and the count is 1-1. The huge Twins first baseman connects solidly with all his power. Fairley looks on from the other end this time as the ball sails high into the bleachers. It's a 400-footer for Big Don, and the score is all even at 1-1.
On our instant replay, the home run. Deep to right. And the right fielder, Ron Fairley, knew it about the moment the ball left the bat. Drysdale's first pitch to catcher Earl Batty is fouled away for strike one. Batty, a .298 regular season batting average, 6 home runs, 60 runs batted in. The left fielder, Johnson. The Twins are out. And so at the end of the second inning, the score is the Dodgers 1 and the Twins 1. We would remind you that we'd like to have you with us again tomorrow, 2:45 Eastern Daylight Time, for the second game of this 1965 World Series, live and in color, exclusively on NBC. For the Dodgers in the third, with the score tied at 1-1, the catcher, John Roseboro, the pitcher, Don Drysdale, and the shortstop, Maury Wills. Killebrew by the Dodger dugout. One away. There is apparently still enough of the wind blowing that if the ball gets up near the top of the stands, it'll cause some trouble. I'll give you an indication as to the way the wind is blowing right now. It was listed as possibly gusting up as high as 25 miles an hour. Drysdale, 300 batting average, 19 runs batted in. Versailles. Showing this capacity crowd his range, throwing out Drysdale. Now that's the first ball hit on the ground against Grant, giving some indication that he has been using the fastball to great advantage. And with 2 away, up for the second time in the game is Maury Wills. Grant got him on a called third strike in the first inning. Now the Twins are going to play the right side of the infield about halfway as Wills comes to the plate for the second time in the game. Versailles and Killebrew and Valdespino, and it's Versailles. Grant works a 1-2-3 inning. At the end of 2 1/2 innings, the score, the Dodgers 1 and the Twins 1. In the last of the third inning, with the score tied at 1-1 in this first game of the 1965 World Series, the Twins will send up rookie second baseman Frank Quillisi, the pitcher Jim Grant, and the shortstop Zoilo Versailles. Quillisi, with the Twins only the latter portion of the season after being recalled from Denver, knocked in just 7 runs, but he knocked in the winning and insurance runs in the game that saw the Twins clinch a tie for the pennant, and he scored the winning run in a 2-1 victory in the pennant clinching game after doubling. Foul back, strike 1. Drysdale has struck out 3. Grant has struck out 3. The ball escaping Johnson, and Quillisi will be satisfied with a double.
In the Twins' third, Frank Quillisi lashes one past Gilliam with umpire Ed Sudol right there to make the call. The ball finally caroms off the corner of the stands for a double. That brings Grant to the plate.
First, and what a play by Drysdale. Now he is set. He's changed at the safe. The ball was juggled, says the first base umpire, Tony Benson. The ball was there in time, but it was juggled. And Ben, I thought that was a great effort by Drysdale as Grant moves the runner to third. It was still a great fielding play.
And what made it good for Don to try was the fact that Lefevre was there. If Jimmy was in motion to handle the throw, then he would have been in trouble.
It is ruled a sacrifice, moving the runner Quillisi to third. An error is charged to Jimmy Lefevre, who took the throw. And Drysdale, of course, gets an assist. Twins have runners at first and third with no outs, and the batter is Versailles, a strikeout victim in the first inning. Batting almost exclusively in the leadoff spot this season, he knocked in 77 Twin runs. The infield is at about three-quarter depth at short and at second. Deep to left. Home run. Homered 19 times in the regular season. The Twins take a 4-1 lead, and here is Valdespino, bounced out first time up. Deep to right, off the fence. Valdespino digging for second, a double.
Drysdale pitches, and Versailles gets around on this one. He pulls it down the line. It's another home run. Versailles, key man all year for the Twins, scores behind Quillisi and Grant. And Minnesota leads 4-1. Gilliam talks with Drysdale, while Alston looks out of the dugout. Drysdale faces Sandy Valdespino next. And the chunky outfielder smashes the first pitch into the right field corner and races to second base for a stand-up double.
As manager Walter Alston heads to the mound, hurried warm-up activity by Howie Reed in the Dodger bullpen. You know, Ben, try as I might, I have never yet, from the vantage point of a broadcast booth, been ever to be able to say with anything approaching authority, well, now, that was a slider or that was a curve, but it appeared to me that the pitch hit by Versailles definitely was up.
Ray, the one thing about Drysdale, after watching him all these years, although he has not walked the batter, his control right now is very bad. He's doing exactly the opposite of what he wanted to do.
There's Howie Reed in the Dodger bullpen. No outs. 3 runs in. The Twins are leading 4-1. Valdespino is on second, and the batter is Tony Oliva, grounded out short the first in the first inning. As a sudden barrage has Drysdale in trouble. Tight at third is Gilliam. Outfield straight away. Third baseman Gilliam out at first, and Valdespino holds at second. 1 down.
Number 3, KILLEBREW.
The Twins, of course, have seen Drysdale in spring training games. Killebrew, among others, rates Drysdale's fastball as a truly great fastball when it's doing what Drysdale wants it to do. Base hit. Valdespino is held at third. Runners first and third. And with 1 away, Valdespino on third. Killebrew on first. The batter is Jimmie Hall, a strikeout victim in the second inning. In the dirt, ball 1. Low, ball 2. Inside with his fastball, ball 3. On deck is Don Mincher. His home run in the second inning tied the game at 1-1. Hall had the green light, so it's 3-1. Roseboro back at the stands, but he'll have no play and a full count. Another strikeout. 2 down. Here's Mincher.
Number 5, Don Mincher.
Foul, strike 1. High, 1-1. Ball 2, 2-1. 3-1. Bases are loaded on ball 4. That's the first walk. Here's Earl Manning, sent a fly ball into left field in the second inning. Into shallow right. Base hit. 1 run in. Another run in. It is 6-1.
With the bases loaded and 2 outs following Killebrew's single and Mincher's walk, Drysdale is confronted by Earl Batty. The burly catcher lifts a pop fly into short right. It drops for a hit, and Valdespino and Killebrew both score. At this point, manager Alston is getting a bit concerned.
Texas League single just beyond the outstretched hands of second baseman Jim Lefebvre. It was too shallow for Fairley, the right fielder. The Twins have batted around, and up for the second time is Frank Willisey. His double started off the inning. Base hit to right. It is 7-1, and here is Walter Alston.
Drysdale's first pitch, Quillisi singles to right for his second hit of the inning. And Mincher scores to make it 7-1. Drysdale departs from the ball game.
We watch Howie Reed warming up from our camera at ground level directly behind home plate here at Metropolitan Stadium. This Saturday, NBC will telecast a major college football battle when Duke meets Pitt in the NCAA Game of the Week, live and in color at 12:30 Eastern Daylight Time, 11:30 Central Time, exclusively on NBC. Remember that before every college football game is the Bud Wilkinson NCAA Preview Show. Jim Grant comes to the plate. Was up earlier in this third inning, was called upon to sacrifice a runner to third and wound up a base runner himself. A tapper to the right side. Lefevre to first. The Twins are out to score 6 runs. And so at the end of the third inning, the score is the Twins 7 and the Dodgers 1. We pause now for station identification.
This is the CBC Television Network.
Commissioner Ford Frick is here today, of course, in this his final World Series in his official capacity as the Commissioner of Baseball. He is seated near the Vice President of the United States, Hubert Humphrey, who tossed out the first ball today. Their boxes are located just to the home plate side of the Twins dugout on the first base side.
Number 19.
The Twins leading 7-1. And here in the Dodger fourth inning, it will be the third baseman, Junior Gilliam, the center fielder, Willie Davis, and the right fielder, Ron Fairley. Grant has allowed 1 hit, the second inning homer by Ron Fairley. Gilliam flied out to right in the first inning. Strike 1. Left center field, and a base hit. Jimmy Hall returns the ball to the infield, hit number 2 off Grant.
Number 3, Willie Davis.
Here's Willie Davis. Sent Oliva to the fence in right center, where the Twins right fielder made a leaping grab of his liner in the first inning. Out for Grant. Took a little bit off his fastball that time. 1 out and 1 on in the Dodger fourth inning, and here is Ron Fairley. Hit a 3-2 pitch over the right field fence in the second inning for his first World Series homer. In the regular season, Fairley homered 9 times. Tony Oliva in right field. 2 down.
Number 41, Lou Johnson.
The Dodger left fielder, Lou Johnson, is the batter. Struck out in the second. You know, Vin, I think if anybody, regardless of their line of work, thinks they're not getting anywhere after many years of labor, could look to Lou Johnson for encouragement.
To further illustrate the point, in 13 years, this is his 18th club.
Ball 1 to Lou Johnson. Runner on first is Gilliam. 2 out, Dodger fourth inning. The Twins are leading 7-1. Soft liner to Versailles, and the Dodgers are out, leaving 1 man on. So at the end of 3.5 innings, the score is the Twins 7 and the Dodgers 1. In the last of the fourth, the Twins will send up the top of the order as American League President Joe Cronin looks on. Joe, not only a member of baseball's Hall of Fame, former great player, manager, baseball executive. Zoil Oversize, the Twin shortstop, with a strikeout and a 3-run homer to his credit. He'll be followed by Valdespino and Oliva. Howie Reed on the mound. Foul, the bunt attempt, strike 1. Third base side foul, strike 2. Strike 3 call. First strikeout for Reed, and with 1 away, the batter will be Valdespino. The weatherman has promised just about the same kind of weather for tomorrow, which means just about perfect. Shallow right field. Center fielder, Willie Davis. 2 away.
Number 6.
Here's Tony Oliva. Center fielder, Willie Davis. 1-2-3 inning work by Howie Reed. So at the end of the 4th inning, the score is the Twins 7 and the Dodgers 1.
To be a rookie in your first World Series, Jim Lefevre said this.
After going through the National League pennant and the way it finished, about 4 or 5 teams that the last month had a chance for it, I'd say that so far the pennant race has been a little bit more nerve-wracking than the start of the World Series. I can't say for sure right now about how I'm going to feel as the games go, but for the first game I'm not much excited. I mean, not as much excited as I was about the pennant.
When the White Sox had pulled within 5 games of the Twins the first week of September, it was Grant who beat the White Sox at Chicago 3-2 in a very big game. Full count here to Jim Lefevre.
6 runs scored by the Twins in the 3rd inning were the most runs scored in 1 inning against Los Angeles this year. During the season, 5 runs were scored against the Dodgers in 1 inning on 4 occasions. This is the first time anyone has
Ground ball to the second baseman, Quillisi, to Mencher, 1 away. The announcement has been made here in the press area, which today is an enlarged press area because of the series, that the 6 runs scored in the 3rd inning by the Twins represented the biggest inning against the Dodgers this season. In the regular season, 5 runs were scored against the Dodgers on 4 occasions. Wes Parker sending a fly ball to left. Sandy Valdespino, the left fielder there, 2 down. With 2 away in the Dodger 5th inning, the runner will be the catcher, John Roseboro. Fouled out to third baseman Harmon Killebrew in the 3rd inning. Base hit to right. Hit number 3. And Willie Crawford will bat for Howie Reed. So there'll be a new Dodger pitcher, the 3rd of the day, when the Twins bat in the 5th inning.
Batting for the pitcher, Howie Reed. Number 43, Willie Crawford.
Crawford in the regular season up just 27 times and had 4 hits. And the new Dodger pitcher will be left-hander Jim Brewer. A base hit to center. Runners first and second. So Willie Crawford comes through with a pinch single. And with 2 away, here's Maury Wills. Long way to go, and Jimmie Hall there. And Grant is out of the inning as the Dodgers lead 2 men off. At the end of 4 1/2 innings, the score is a Twins 7 and the Dodgers 1. As we move into the last half of the 5th inning, it is my pleasure to bring in now the broadcaster of the Los Angeles Dodgers to carry you along the rest of the way, Vin Scully. Vin?
Thank you, Ray, and hi, everybody. Left-hander Jim Brewer comes out of the Dodger bullpen, and it has certainly been a while for Brewer to see any action. In going back through the scorebook of the year, we have gone back into the season over 3 weeks and have not come up with his name. Brewer Took a long time to come around to really be a major league pitcher. The last time he worked was September the 4th, so it's been a month. And the pitch that made him a major leaguer is now the pitch causing all the trouble, the screwball. When Brewer came up with the screwball, the Dodgers felt they had themselves quite a find. But in pitching the screwball, twice Brewer has hurt his elbow, and each time sidelined for a considerable time. He'll be pitching to Harmon, Killebrew, Jimmie Hall, and Don Mincher. 7 runs, 7 hits, and no errors for the Twins. They've left 2. A run on 4 hits and an error for the Dodgers. They've left 3. Harmon Killebrew struck out and singled, 1 for 2. Breaking ball fouled away. 1-1 to Killebrew. Ball 2. Breaking ball, 2-2. Screwball low, ball 3, as the players call it, the Scroogey. Fastball. On the corner, and down he goes. So Jim set him up, struck him out with the fastball. Well, friends, this 1965 World Series game is being brought to you live and in color, exclusively on NBC.
Jimmie Hall.
Round of applause for Jimmie Hall, who made the fine running catch on the drive by Maury Wills in the 5th inning. Jimmie struck out twice against Drysdale. Fastball hit to the hole, off the glove of Lefevre, and on out on the grass.
Base hit.
It'll be a base hit for Jimmie Hall.
Base hit.
Off Lefevre's glove, and here is Don
Number
Mincher.
5, Don Mincher.
Mincher got the Twins even with his home run in the 2nd inning, and then walked in the 3rd. High pop fly. Wills looks at Lefevre, and Lefevre will handle it, and lets it drop on purpose to get Hall off the bases. So it'll go as a force play 4-6 to remove Jimmie Hall, and Mincher aboard at first, and with 2 out, Earl Batty coming up.
Number 10, Earl Batty.
In the dirt to the backstop, Mincher to second base on the wild pitch.
Wild pitch.
Curve hit off the fists, a ground ball to Lefevre. Throws him out. No runs ahead, a man left, and at the end of 5 innings of play, Minnesota 7 and the Dodgers 1. League President Warren Giles of the National League is watching his 14th World Series as president of the league and is serving his 29th year as a National League executive. He took over as president in 1951 after serving in the front office of the Cincinnati Reds for 15 years.
Here are the financial figures on today's first game. The paid attendance.
Jim Gilliam, Willie Davis, and Ron Fairley in that order.
797.
Right.
354,700.
They're talking about a lot of money in the background. The paid attendance, 47,797. So they're talking about money over $350,000.
75 cents.
Fastball hit up the middle. Messias near the bag to nail him.
The player's share, $180,940.
Willie Davis
35 cents.
went out deep to Tony O'Leary in the first inning. The left fielder making a fine leaping catch, and last time up, struck out.
The Dodgers.
Willie likes to get his swings. He's a first ball hitter if it's around the plate.
$156.72.
He is one of the tougher men in the Dodger lineup to walk.
Twins, actually, club share $30,156.72 to each club. The American League and National League shares amounted to
1-1.
$30,156.73. $30,156.73.
7-1 in favor of Minnesota. We're in the 6th inning, and Jim Mudcat Grant
Federal taxes, $30,657.
going to work. Hit into left field and sinking for a base hit.
$657 federal taxes.
So Willie Davis gets the Dodgers' fifth hit.
Ron Fairley.
And with one out, Ron Fairley, the batter. Fairley homered in the second inning, flied to right in the fourth, and it was a difference of inches. He hit a high fastball for the home run and the pitch a fastball a little lower, and he flied to right. Ron has had hand trouble since early August. Fly ball to left field. Valdespino going back a bit as the wind takes it. He's there. 2 away. Willie, of course, with the Dodgers trailing 7-1, figures to be a quiet base runner. Lou Johnson 0 for 2. Make it 1 for 3. Willie goes to second and holds there. The Dodgers have to go 90 feet at a time, trailing by 6. So 2 on, 2 out, and Jim Lefevre the batter.
Number 5, Jim Lefevre.
Lefevre flied to left and grounded out to second base, 0 for 2. Fastball hit right at the shortstop for Sias. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left, and the score at the end of 5.5 innings of play. Minnesota 7, the Dodgers 1.
I asked first-year player Frank Quillisi earlier today, just what have you been thinking about on the eve of your first World Series game?
I've just been thinking so darn much about the tickets and reservations that I've had to make since the in-laws and the folks got down that I haven't really had much chance to think about the ball game. Drysdale gone today. I think it's better if you don't think about it. Just go up there and look for a baseball and try and hit the darn thing.
Fastball hit in the air to left field. Johnson is there. 1 away.
Number 33, Jim Grant.
Here's Ron Farinowski loosening up in the Dodger bullpen. The Dodger bullpen did not see too much work during the close of the season. In winning 15 out of 16, the Dodger staff had 8 shutouts. Here's Jim Grant, and he got a well-deserved round of applause. Hit inside third and down the line. He hung a curveball. And Lou Johnson, chasing it in the corner, slips and falls down, but recovers. And Grant has himself a stand-up double. Second hit off Brewer, the 9th hit for the Twins. The Twins with 9 hits have 2 home runs and 3 doubles. Jim Brewer, many years ago, about 9 to be exact, was seriously injured in a fight with a ball player who is now coaching at third base for the Minnesota Twins, Billy Martin. Line drive into center, base hit. Grant to third, and they're waving him in, and the throw will go into second base. 8-1, Minnesota. Stands at first base with 5 runs batted in. Almost had him leaning the wrong way, but the throw came on the wrong side of the bag. Brewer has, an average move to first. There he goes, the pitch out. Roseboro, high to Lefevre. He's in there. Let's take a look at that again on NBC Instant Replay. There he goes. The throw is high, and he's under the tag. Ground ball pulled to Parker. He goes to the bag. Versailles goes to third. That brings up Tony Oliva with Versailles at third and 2 out. A run over in the 6th, and the Twins leading 8-1. popped into left field, and fading on it is Johnson. That'll do it. So they get a run on 2 hits and leave a man. And at the end of the 6th inning, the score, Minnesota 8, the Dodgers 1. We pause now for station identification.
This is the CBC Television Network.
Eight-1 Minnesota, 7th inning. High and away. Ball 4, and here's number 1, issued by Grant.
Number 8, John Roseboro.
High fly ball to right field. Oliva back and over to his right. 1 away. The Dodger bullpen, Ron Perinoski, has stopped
Ladies and
throwing.
gentlemen, for the Los Angeles
Right-hander
Dodgers,
Bob Miller and
batting for the
left-hander Johnny
pitcher,
Padres
Brewer.
are up. And
Number
here's the
9,
announcement on Wally Moon.
Moon.
Miller the right-hander, Padres the left-hander, of course. And the Twins have a left-hander, Jim Merritt, loosening up in their bullpen. Ball 1 to Wally. There's Jim Merritt, who worked in the Dodger clubhouse in 1961 with another kid by the name of Jim Lefevre. They both played on the Dodger rookie club in 61, and now they're in the big one. Hot fly, back to third, Killebrew and Versailles, and Killebrew. 2 out.
Number 30, Maury Wills.
Before the game, Jim Grant said that the way he was going to prevent Wills from stealing all those bases was to keep him off the bases, and he's done it so far. Base hit to right. Parker goes the 90 feet. The run is at first and second with 2 out, and Jim Gilliam the batter. High fly ball to right field. Oliva's there. That'll do it. No runs, a hit, 2 men left, and the score at the end of 6.5 innings of play. Minnesota 8, the Dodgers 1. Big crowd of 47,797, a new Metropolitan Stadium record. And coming in out of the Dodger bullpen is Ron Perinoski.
Ron Perinoski.
3-2. Slow curve high. So Killebrew walks to open the 7th. And that'll bring up Jimmy Hall.
Number 7, Jimmy Hall.
Now we'll see if the Twins play run and hit with a full count. Run and hit, of course, with a 3-ball count on the batter. He's not obligated to chase ball 4. Different from hit and run. Did not go, and the runner, ball 4. So the Twins with runners at first and second, and a rusty Perinoski has walked 2, and now faces Don Mincher.
Don Mincher.
The Dodgers think that Mincher will bunt. Both Parker and Gilliam are up. He's around to bunt. Takes a curve for a strike. A throw down to Wills, not in time. Killebrew back. Missed, 1-1. Mincher checking Billy Martin. He fouled it away, trying to bunt, 1-2. Curveball hit into right center, fairly on the move. One-hands it on the dead run, and the runners have to scamper back. Nice play by Ron Fairley. The only thing that made that play possible was Fairley had a good jump.
Number 10, Earl Matty.
Sinker hit back to Perinoski. He goes high to Wills. He got him and goes to first on a bounce for a weird double play. 1-6-3. No runs, no hits, a man left. And at the end of 7, the score, Minnesota 8 and the Dodgers 1. The Dodgers are not going to show that last double play in spring training to the rookies, but we'll show you how to do it the hard way. He goes high to Wills, kicks the bag on a bounce to Parker for the double play. Beautiful. Here's Willie Davis, then Ron Fairley and Lou Johnson. 8-1 Minnesota in the 8th. Killebrew on the grass. Line to right. Oliva puts it away. 1 out. Ron Fairley hit a home run in the 2nd inning, flied to right and flied to left, and made the nice running catch on the drive by Minshew.
Number 6, Ron Fairley.
High drive into right center. Oliva going back on the ball, away back to the wire, and makes the catch. So Fairley goes out about 375.
Number 41, Lou Johnson.
Going into the Dodger 8th, the Twins lead 8-1. With 1 away, Grant faces Fairley once more. And again, Ron hammers one deep to right. But Oliva sprints along the fence and pulls it down.
Lou is struck out, popped up and single to left, 1 for 3. Fisted on a little looper to second base. He was jammed and they're out in order. And the score at the end of 7.5 innings of play, Minnesota 8, the Dodgers 1. Bottom of the 8th inning, 8-1 Minnesota. Frank Quillisi, pitcher Jim Grant, and Zoilo Visayas coming up in that order.
Number 11, Frank Quillisi.
Quillisi doubled, singled, and flied to left. His double was the opening shot in the 3rd round when Minnesota scored 6 times and broke the game wide open. Drive into left field. Johnson over to his left. Makes the catch. 1 away.
Number 33, Jim Grant.
An ovation building up, and well-deserved for Jim Grant. So watch Johnson make that running catch. Jim has 1 hit today, a double. He also sacrificed in the 3rd inning, trying to bunt Quillisi over to 3rd. Drysdale fell down and then threw on a bounce to Lefevre, who juggled. Everybody was safe, and then it started. Fly ball down the line, slicing away from Fairley, but he's there. Fair ball if you're scoring. 2 out.
Number 2, Zoilo Visayas.
Zoilo Visayas had the big home run in the 3rd inning with Quillisi and Grant aboard. Singled in the 6th, stole a base. He's 2 for 4. This Sunday, NBC will telecast one of the top American Football League games of the year when the San Diego Chargers meet the Buffalo Bills at Buffalo. This Sunday, the Buffalo Bills, the San Diego Chargers. Line drive at Wills. That'll do it. They're out in order in the 8th. And so at the end of the 8th inning, the score, Minnesota 8, the Dodgers 1. 9th inning, 8-1 Minnesota. The Dodgers with Jimmy Lefevre, Wes Parker, and Johnny Roseboro. Lefevre flied to left, grounded to second, lined out to short, 0 for 3. Line base hit to left field. Eight hits for the Dodgers, but the only run came on a leadoff home run by Ron Fairley in the 2nd inning.
Number 28, Wes Parker.
Ground ball up the middle, base hit. Lefevre goes to second and decides to keep going. He's the first Dodger in the last 4 innings to take an extra base. So runners at first and third, nobody out, and Johnny Roseboro, the batter. Parker hit an 0-2 curveball up the middle. Fastball, pop foul off third. Killebrew coming over to the boxes. He's got it. 1 out.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Coming out of the Dodger dugout, Don LeJohn. He wears his age on his uniform. He's 31 years old. In the Dodger organization for 10.5 years, and at Albuquerque was a player coach, and was eventually called up and did a fine job. So Don LeJohn, after waiting 10.5 years in the minors, gets into a World Series. Fastball for strike. Boom, he really ripped another one. I'll say he's going to the fastball, 0-2. So Jim Grant, who has 4 strikeouts and stopped striking out people back in the 4th inning, now trying to close up shop, 0-2. Breaking ball got in front, so 2 fastballs and a curve disposes of LeJohn. 2 out, and the Mudcat is 1 out away.
Number 30, Maury Wills.
Maury Wills struck out, fouled out, lined out to Hall in left center, and single to right, 1 for 4. Fastball butted up along first. Mudcat picks it up, throws on a bounce, too late. The bases are first and second, and the run is over. The Wills outlegs that butt up along first base, and it makes it 8-2.
Base hit.
So a bunt single for Wills, Parker to second, Lefevre scores. So the Dodgers now with 2 runs on 10 hits. The Twins have 8 runs on 10 hits. Fastball is hit into left center. Valdespino racing over and makes the catch for the out. In the 9th inning for the Dodgers, they get 1 run on 3 hits and leave 2. And the final score at Metropolitan Stadium, the Minnesota Twins 8 and the Dodgers 2. For Minnesota, 8 runs, 10 hits, and no errors. For the Dodgers, 2 runs, 10 hits, and 1 error.
In the 9th, Grant has 1 out with Parker on first and Lefevre on third. Don LeJohn is up as a pinch hitter. Grant, eager to go all the way, whips a 3rd strike past LeJohn. Now Grant is only 1 out away from victory. Maury Wills drags a beautiful bunt down the first base line. Grant makes a fine play on the ball, but Wills beats it out, and Lefevre scores. Jim now must try for that final out with Gilliam at bat. He gets it when Gilliam flies to Valdespino, and Minnesota wins 8-2. Killebrew leads the rush of the Twins to congratulate Grant. The Mudcat scattered 10 hits to vanquish Drysdale. But he had to share honors with Versailles, who drove in 4 runs, and Oliva, who set a new series record for right fielders with 9 putouts.